Hi, I'm Beetle, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I've seen people point out and I have a problem with it. So let's talk about it all in general before getting to my main worry about this film and its future. So yeah, I watched the Mario movie, I really enjoyed the Mario movie, and I understand that it has been criticized a little bit. So it seems that people either love it or don't care too much about it. Especially because I understand it was probably made more for people who are somewhat in the gamer community, but to me it was just really fun. It was a simple movie that focused on having fun action, and that is really enough for me. Not everything needs to be criticized with that critic's eye, and the references were just for sure fun to see. So that's where some of the complaints come from. People complain about how the plot was nothing too meaningful, it didn't have too much going on, maybe it wasn't too deep, and I maybe have some of my own suggestions on how I would improve it, but more on that later. When it comes to it, honestly, sometimes a simple story can be just that, a simple and fun story, and I think it was charming. But still, none of that is actually my own personal issue with the Mario movie and its future. But okay, if that discussion isn't my problem with the film, then what is it? It is not that I don't trust Illumination. I know some people got worried. I think they're fine. I mean, don't tell anyone, but I don't even dislike the minions? Question mark. I actually kind of do like them. Okay, so I'm not worried about how the studio will handle the Mario characters or even other possible Nintendo IPs. Hint hint. Let's think about that for a little bit. Whew. Well, this is somewhat where my problem starts. It is mostly about the future of possible Nintendo movies, which is good, right? More Nintendo movies? What is there not to like? Well, I think this is a problem that I see happen time and time again. So while I don't have any examples in mind, I'm pretty sure this isn't exclusive to this franchise. We see it happen whenever something that has some potential, whenever a film or a franchise like this appears, boom! Suddenly, everyone right away, right from the get-go, they already want that final big crossover movie. And yeah, this is what I worry about. And that is what I think people are most excited about, the Smash movie. And wait, hear me out, because I'm not against it. So, don't kill me. And yeah, I get it. By itself, it can be super hype. It is something that people go crazy for. So turning that game that people go crazy about into a movie would be what people want the most. But despite that being the thing that most people would want to see, despite that being possibly one of the biggest crossover events ever, I feel like I'm just left here alone thinking, can't we just enjoy the ride? It's like everyone just wants to get to the destination already, and I wish we paid more attention to the things we could get before having that one big film. And I guess it's something that we're gonna see happen with films because of how the Marvel Cinematic Universe popularized it. And I think after Avengers Endgame, I think people forgot that we actually need some good fun films in between. Even though I wouldn't say everything that Marvel did was perfect, but I get it. So these are a few examples that I've seen floating around on the internet, and I'm not saying these are bad. I mean, everyone has their own taste, but at the same time I do go and ask myself, do we want all of those in that order? And then I see Smash Bros. Part 1? Part 1? What? I'm just trying to understand. And maybe it just comes to the build up and the order. Maybe I just would be different if I made the list and maybe I would just shut up and I wouldn't have any problem with it. I'm not trying to say that a list is wrong. That is not my point. Because I hope I'm not being too much of a hater right now. At the end of the day, I feel like I also want that to happen in some type of way. I mean, I would be happy with all of those films, and if they happen, I would probably enjoy them. I would. It is a little bit about taste, maybe about how many films we get in between, maybe about which films we get in between. Do we need more Mario movies before? More than one? I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't think I have the exact answer because even what I want is probably not what we will get. But my hope is that by taking it slow, we're not rushing the making of these movies. Maybe making them bad? And even possibly skipping fun adventures? That is why I worry when I see things like this online. Sending the wrong message. Which I know comes from a good place. From a place of love and passion. We do have to let people enjoy and let people be hyped about the possibility of a Smash Bros movie. As much as I want to say about this type of thing, I don't want to take anything away from the people who are hyped. I just think that maybe the best way to approach it as a fan, and thinking about how I would like the creators to approach it too, I would like it so that we could all be hyped about every step along the way, so that hopefully each and every one of those would be great on its own. Oh, and wait, rewind. Little disclaimer here. I know most of us would be excited about any of these movies coming up. I'm trying to make a bigger point because I'm also, I guess, trying to reach a final destination, huh? Okay, so that was just a little side note because I do know we would probably enjoy every film on its own, but I do think that if we focus so much on trying to reach that final destination on Smash okay, last time, I'm sorry. No, but for real, I do fear that if we rush things, we might be encouraging the creation of some mediocre films, especially if we're encouraging them to rush them in order to get to that final big crossover endgame film. And think about it, if each part was done correctly, how much more exciting would that be? It would really make us want to see what's coming up next, and not just have to wait for that big final event, but every fun new adventure in between. Okay, yeah, we get that point, so what do we do about it? I guess as fans, there's not much to do other than just voice what we want to see next, which, to be fair, people do. When it comes to speculation, I could see them go in several ways. To me, personally, I feel they should probably do a few Mario movies before making any bigger steps. And my biggest wish right now is that we actually get a Luigi's Mansion movie. And I think that would work so well as the next film. I worry that they might skip over something so fun like that. And in a way, I could at least settle with them doing it as a short animation. I could see them not wanting to do a complete movie with that theme, as having Luigi as the main character may not be as impactful as having Mario in the title. And I'm just saying this how the general public and a company would see it, but to me, I think it still has the potential to be a complete movie. And it would be cool to get basically the complete opposite of what we got with the first Mario movie, where Mario saves Luigi. Now this time, Luigi would be the one saving Mario. Yeah, a Luigi's film, having a cool Ghostbusters theme, and a fun Scooby-Doo vibe going on. Oof. It only makes me feel more confident on how great this movie would be. But who knows? We're kinda due a Super Mario World movie, I could only guess. And that to me just means a sequel. I guess we could see the Koopalings or a Bowser Jr. type of plot. And that kind of makes sense. I can see them going for that. Those are just some ideas. Speaking of ideas, I briefly mentioned that I may have some ways in which I could probably spice things up, especially when it comes to the plot and the structure of the films. If I were to say how it is, I think the movie's plotline could use more of the stages of what we see in the games. So they could go through the places and bosses in an order that resembles that of the games. I really find this progress build-up to be really fun, and even though when it comes to movies it can be cut short at times, I really have a lot of fun exploring parts of the world. But this is not something that is absolutely necessary, just maybe something that I would like to see. And I think it could work. Honestly, if we do get the Koopalings, this would be really perfect for them. The sad part is that for me, if we do get the Koopalings, we will probably not see them be defeated one by one, but we more than likely will just get a final fight with all of them together. It's easier to do, it's easier to manage. We do have limited time in a movie, and funnily enough, that sounds really similar to my same opinion about enjoying the journey and not the destination. I like that idea of enjoying every stage, every boss fight, and then yeah, have one final fight. But these are just my thoughts on the matter. I have a lot of thoughts about things like this, about other media, and if there's something that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments. I might be interested in doing videos like this more often. And if you enjoyed my commentary and my MSPAINT art, subscribe. Remember, if you subscribe, you become a grub. Thank you for listening. I hope you didn't think of me as much of a hater. I'm actually very much an enjoyer with opinions. But that's it. Thank you, grubs, and see you next time. Bye bye.